Mackie here. Okay, welcome. As you can see from the Pickens website on lolesports.com, we are in the quarterfinal stage. Now, yes, the quarterfinal stage is, based on my watch, 2 days away. It's midnight from where I was recording. Probably gonna be more, probably in the morning where I'm probably gonna upload it. So these are the matches that will take place Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I have to pick one of each winner. Now, my picks throughout the groups has been, dreadful to say the least. It's, not that dreadful to be honest. Consider the craziness that the last day of groups provide. 4 out of 16. I mean, on Group D, 19 points. 19 points is it's all right. It's not the greatest, but it's all right. Consider the chaos, best of ones, and all the shit, and the issues that are going on with several other teams. So I think in 19 points is suitable in this case. For this quarterfinal, all the games will be best of five throughout. So it will be a lot of games on a lot of days. But each team right now are three best of fives away from League of Legends immortality. Will we forever be in grind, shy from the Summoners Cup? Well, not in grind, but you can tell. And they will be League of Legends World Champions. And that's pretty much a big deal for all these teams, all and even all the players. This is a big deal, and best of fives are way different from best of ones. It's all about adaptation, is the mental strength, the clutchness. I mean, these are the make and break games that will determine your legendary status, your legacy. Because right now, all these eight teams are trying to, make a legacy for themselves. You notice that only T1 and Damwon Kia are the only two teams that have won Worlds. That's it. The rest of them, they have not. So that's pretty much a big deal because that's pretty much like experience over inexperience going into this Worlds. Now, in order for me to break it down, I gotta break it down not by play style or anything, but of course the eye test and how I saw it throughout the whole World Group stage. How do they play and see if we can find ourselves a winner. Now that doesn't mean my predictions are kind of correct. Crazy crap happens as we showcase in the group stage. But I will give you my initial thoughts of who could win, and we will see if the League of Legends gods can throw us a bone and prove me wrong come Friday to Monday. Alright, game number one, actually series number one, T1 versus Hana Life Esports. Now I throw a notepad at all the statistical niche around there. If you feel like you're bored about it, you can just don't care about it, and I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. So this is the games record between both teams from when Hana Live Esports came here and T1 rebranded was 23-13. The last best of five meeting was on 2 months a month ago in the regional finals in which T1 won 3-2. This is one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, ninth time that an LCK faced off an LCK in a knockout stage, and this is only the fifth time they met in quarterfinals. KT Ku in 2015, LNG Longjing game in the Samsung Galaxy in 2017. 2020 was down one DRX, and now this year. Um, T1's best of five record is 12-2 with a 36-19 record. That's from Worlds, of course. This is Unlight's first ever best of five in a Worlds stage or any other stage. So the way T1 has been looking right now, they look really impressive, and I feel like they are a team that are good enough to win Worlds. Not saying like be great like Damo and Kia good, but be really really solid enough that even on not even their greatest days, they can perform well. I mean, yes, Hollow Life Esports are really, really good. And Chovy, Morgan, depth was incredible. But I feel like this feels like T1 with the experience of Faker, with the knowledge of this team, having they faced them before, feel like this is going to be a win. I think Hana Live Esports will look at that regional best of five and feel like, you know, if some things would have gone our way, we could have won. And they would probably use that as pretty much scouting how will T1 plays. And, you know, okay, I think I need to do some analytical work about the game. So we so right I'm gonna do okay, okay, we're gonna wait, but I'm gonna tell you something. This is probably the biggest series of Live's life. Literal pun intended. This is probably the biggest series of their organization's history since their team was brought in by the Rocks Tigers back in 2019. So I think this is probably a big deal for Hunter Life. I feel like yeah, T1 they had the titles with trophies and legacy. I mean that's pretty much staying no matter what. But for them, picking up a win against this team would be monumentous. It would be monumentous for the team. Um, I mean T1 this year. I mean it feels like this is kind of like the bounce back year. I mean they missed out on the world. They were away to the semifinals last 2019. They missed out on the worlds next last year, and now they're in there again. And it just feels like this is gonna be like that last shot of the title before Faker fades into the sunset, which I know a lot of Korean fans don't want it to hear, but honestly, I think at a certain age, even the best, realizing that there is not enough time, and now to realize that you don't have much time. Your skills are not as improving as expected. So yeah, I mean it is what it is, man. So I feel like T1 need have a chance. Owner is great. Gumiyashi is also great. I think the bot lane is going to be the key matchups throughout Worlds. Well, that will probably be like the main matchup, of course. The bot lane. I feel like the mid lane is like a master versus student matchup, and I feel like that will be the also what everybody's talking about. I feel like bot lane is going to be determined. The way T1 bot lane versus Genji versus Unalike bot lane will be huge, and I think that will determine the series as a whole. I don't know. Maybe this could be a T1 favorite game. T1 are gonna be favorites for this game. Hot Life can show something, but they have to you know pull off the absolute game of their lives or series of their lives in order to beat them. I mean they managed to go 5 games in a regional. This is a world's quarterfinal. This is a whole different kettle of fish. This is a whole different fish. Yeah. I'm picking T1. This team is too good. I mean, yes, they had their flaws, but this team is just way too experienced, way too coached, and I feel like they can niche off some of Trophy's best picks, some of Dev's best picks, and I don't think, and unless that On Alive can pull up an amazing series win, then this is gonna be like a easy road for T1 into the semifinals, of course. Okay, man, that website is not great. Okay, let's just go. Let's just go to the other one. Let's see. Okay, let's go. So, so group next up is Saturday's game between RNG and EDG. This is the LPL versus LPL warfare, and by God, I am liking this. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. There, you're not gonna see this video, or else I'm gonna be copyrighted. Okay, Both teams are kind of shaky in their last round robin format, to be honest. Both of these teams are coming in feeling like they just have to sweat, literally sweat over the line throughout their group stage. One is four, both of them are 4-2. Both of them does not have great games to win the group. It just feels like pretty difficult right now, and it is so difficult to call this because these are two great teams, but they're the only two LPL teams after the dumpster fire that FPX have and then LNG have. They're in that crazy group D. So sadly, only one team from this is LPL is going to survive, and that's kind of sad. Um, hmm. History between these two is pretty much indicated how close these two teams are. EDG right now, EDG and RNG are the 2021 MSI champions, and only one team has went on to win both the MSI and the World Championship. That was SKT back in 2016. Since then, both two ADG and RG made it to 2015-18, won the 2015-18, but they lost in both quarterfinals at this exact spot. And guess what? They were in the exact spot the last time, but this time they have to face each other. RG are the MSI champions, and then have to go through EDG. It's the first meeting between both the MSI champion and LPL champion, even though I don't think that's pretty much so much. It's the sixth time that an LPL faces an LPL on a knockout stage, and the fourth time that has happened in the quarterfinals. Royal Club OMG, Royal Club is EDG, Sunni versus JDG, and this time. 43-36 is the total number of games between these two. And we're counting playoffs between these two teams in the LPL. And the series scoreline is 16-11 with a best of 5 record between them, 15-14. 4-3 in favor of RNG. That is like close. It's razor sharp. I mean, both teams are like trading titles, trading wins and trading titles between them. It means it was the Uzi show, and then it was the Scout show, and now we got Viper versus Gala. I mean, holy cow, this is going to be beautiful. I mean, this is LPL for God's sakes, but I mean, we see a classic between like FBS versus IG in 2019, and that was a classic. So do not be surprised if RNG and EDG will put up an absolute classic stormer for like the millions of viewers across China who's watching this. Unfortunately, they have to both of these teams have to realize that one of them has to, show a better time. Both of them are combined 1 of 7 in best of fives at Worlds, and a combined 12-22, which is really bad. But considering that they haven't won Worlds yet and their opponents are bad, I said this record is kind of skewed. Consider the opponents and the face and the disappointment. But to see these two legendary teams poorly and the expectations are so high for both of them, it just feels like it's kind of awful for both of them. EDG had not made it past the semifinal stage. They have been to multiple semi-quarterfinals and have failed to even reach the semifinals stage. Even from scouts, of course, he's an incredible player on EDG. The story of him coming through from the SKT, trial by fire into one of the best players on the EG team, and it just feels sad for him not making to semifinals after semifinals, even not making. I mean, forget about not winning worlds. His team cannot make it to semifinals. That's pretty much tragedy, and I think it's on to him and him alone to trying to see if his team can overcome RNG's squad. I think, and of course, you don't have to doubt about RNG. RNG also have good players as well, really good players. I think it's going to be close. It is. I think this is going to be a 5-game series. I don't have to add. I don't have to see what this is. This is going to be a 5-game series. I can see this is a 5-game series with my own eyes. And there's going to be, and I feel like this game is going to come down to depth and then Gala. And the misfortune picks, which has been played 64 times with a win rate of 56%. And the Felios 27 times, 13, 55% win rate. So I think the 80 carries is going to be also huge, but I think the top lane is also huge as well. Shahu incredible, Shahu incredible. Oof, Scout. No, okay. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna tell you. Da 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 da. Flandre, Flandre. Flandre is also good as well. Flandre versus Xiao brilliant. Wave versus JJ, okay. Crying versus Scout, ooh, that's brilliant. Fiber versus Gala, oh boy. Mako versus Ming, okay. So, yeah, I think both of these teams have really, really strong team fighting. This is the LPL for God's sake. This is going to be a bloodbath. I mean, if we're not getting like 10 kills in the last 12 minutes, I mean, we're already disappointed in some of the games. I mean, these two are gonna put up a show. This is gonna be a really close match. And I don't know, I feel like this is the EDG's time. I feel like right now this feels like EDG's time. I mean, there's something about the EDG team that has been so incredibly well. I mean, yes, everybody was looking at this and feel like, oh well, EDG champions of LPL, and they were performing so well. And then the last week was also, and same thing with RNG. Both of these, I mean, you say it again, as I said again, both these teams coming in a little shaky. But of course, best of ones can get to you. Now in that best of five atmosphere, when you're just one game away from actually semifinals and you're facing each other, you have to put everything on the line. They got to put everything on the line. I feel like EDG when they beat FPX, they just ban out some of Darby's champions and play absolutely. And Viper was absolutely crack. If they can do the same thing to RNG and pretty much the top laner and make Ryan like a weak link of the team, I feel like EDG can win. They done it to FPX. I feel like they can do it to RNG. Maybe I might change my pick. Nope. I'm sticking to my pick. I'm gonna ride it down my pick. So, Mad Lions and down one. Last time they met, 3-2, down 1 in the MSI. Times it down to LCK BDU. This is only the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12th meeting between a Chinese team and the LCK team. LEC versus an LCK team. The series scores is 24-15 LCK, 8-3 series overall, and 8-3 and Namon's best of five in Worlds are 4-2 with a 15-10 record, which is not bad. Mad Lions are 4-6. They have now won a best of five in virtually any international competition yet. This is now their third international competition and have now won a best of five, which is it's not pretty bad, but consider how Europe has been performing at Worlds so far. I feel like right now they're praying on Mad Lions to win this game so badly. You know what the weirdest part about stat? Three of those win losses by LCK series will all come from G2, from that one team. G2 did it to Down One in 2021 and SKT back in 2019, and then they did it to Gen G. Three series wins against virtually LCK team all come from G2. No one else. SKT, I mean, the last team, LEC team to play against a world champion was SKT versus Misfits. It was an incredible series, and then Misfits was like 2-1 up, and then SKT turned it around and make it 3-2. That was the only time left. I feel like this is probably the easiest decision ever. I know the way Man Lions come out of groups was tremendous. Hold on. There. I feel like the way Mad Lions come out of the group, it was just like absolutely exhausting. I mean, the way they won that, they come out of that group and just survive, and it's just madness. It's just absolutely madness. And I pretty much describe how EU is. They have got it just feels like the entire year for EU has been madness. We've seen big teams fall down. We see some crazy upsets that we should never have, and we see some underdog teams that nobody's even talking about rising up to challenge you win. And I think like that's either good or kind of bad. It is dependent on your perspective. I feel like it's kind of good when we have new competition, but right now, if you are like an EU fan right now, you are absolutely praying for the Man Lions to pull the biggest upset, not only in their team's career, but probably the biggest upset of all time. You're facing against a Dom Kia team, the reigning, undisputed, defending champions of the world. It is a big ask, and the way Dom Kia has been smurfing on virtually everybody at the groups. Yeah, I know groups are different than best of five, but it doesn't matter if that Kia can have a iffy day, or they could come in and dominate. They will beat you up. Now, of course, when they were faced off in the MSI, I was thinking this is going to be a sweep by that one key over Mad Lions, and you know what? Nobody will be complaining about it. The way Mad Lions actually fought their way to both of their victories was incredible, and I feel like that's how Mad Lions have to win. They gotta have to be crazy. They can't just let down one, slow the game down, push in lanes, get in dragons, and just suck the life out of Man Lions. No, they got to go in. They gotta go hard. They gotta go brutal. They gotta do this early because I feel like early game is pretty much Man Lions' biggest weakness. But I feel like right now they have to do it. They have to throw punches to win. Look, Man Lions. You have nothing to lose. All right, you have done everything. You have succeeded every single team's everybody's expectations this year better than everybody expected. I mean, your team were you're the move from the embarrassment of play-ins to now playing in the quarterfinals against the defending champions. I think I consider this a little achievement. Consider EU and their struggles this year. So I feel like this is kind of an achievement. So I feel like if you're a Man Lions, you will play with house money. You got nothing to lose. I mean, they have something to lose. You don't. So go out there, have fun, kick some ass, and whatever happens, I respected you, and you can put up a good show. But I feel like that Monkey are just way too strong of a team. They're well coordinated. Their jungle is cracked, and I feel like, yeah, I feel like they're just one team way above themselves. They feel like a team on a mission. They feel like all the criticism and everybody's thinking, oh, FPX is a really good team. Ooh, maybe you know that EDG was a good team. And nobody barely talk about everybody barely talk about damn one Kia. Well, I feel like damn one Kia are going to smash Man Lions mouth, put Europe on a base, and then run away into the semifinals. I feel like that's gonna happen. Okay, Gen G versus Cloud Nine. Cloud Nine. This is only their fifth. This is only the fifth time that that NA versus Korea met, and all of them in quarterfinals. All of them quarterfinals. This is the fifth time that it happened, and all of them in quarterfinals. C9 lost to sixth time. This is the sixth time. Sorry, this is the sixth time it's happened. All of them in quarterfinals. But C9's last win over a Korean team was in 2018. That's also the last time that they made it to semifinals. That was a week. The record is now 10-5 with a 5-1 record. Cloud9 record is 2-1 with a 4-6 that I just mentioned. Their best of rec 1 record is only one series win and 5 with 7-14 record. Dismal, but considering the competition, I guess it could ascend. But look at Perks' record on best of 5 at Worlds. From his time at G2, 4-3, 12-14. Now it's bad, but consider the best of 5 records and the wins he have, and if you could just wipe away some of them, is the best of 5 game, the game fives, the way he managed to clutch these out. I feel like Perks is going to be the key factor in this team. So does Blabber and so does Fudge. I feel like those two right there are going to be key. These three will be the absolute key in trying to pull the upset. Well, you know what? I don't think it's. Oh wait, when I look at it, I don't think this is kind of an upset. You know, Gen G, pretty good team some days, and then a really crappy team the other day, and they lost to a Team Liquid squad with Jensen. Beautiful Sting draw ult, of course. Yeah, Um, I'm worried for Gen G. I mean, I'm not worried for Madam One Kia, and maybe I'm not worried for T1. I think we all know they're gonna win. But Gen G does not look great. And Cloud9 have probably the momentum, all the momentum from that playing stage, going out of the groups, knowing what's expected of them, and then they power through. And I feel like that's the same thing that happened in like 2018 when they were in the group of death. They overcome that, beat a freak of freaks, and then go into the semifinals. And I feel like that's the exact same thing is going to happen. And I feel like Gen G are good. They have good players, BDD, Clint, and all those stuff. But I'm from North America. I'm in the North America region, all above Florida, and I just feel like Cloud9 are going to do this. I mean, Cloud9 can do it. I know the people in the comment section will be probably laughing at me and saying, "Oh my God, he's picking North America to make it to the semifinals. What a douchebag!" And I am, but I feel like the way the draw is set up, Cloud9 could at least make it to maybe finals. And that will be like the biggest achievement for them and probably in LCS in like forever, like literally forever. Mind you, season one, 2011, I think North America had not make it to L and North America had not even make it to finals since the Worlds format of start. The only time they made finals was in IEM Katowice World Championship with TSM winning, and then the MSI final when they actually get absolutely smacked off the board by G2 Esports. So that was the only two times they actually made finals. But other than that, Worlds, it's been like the only thing that has eluded them. And if these performances are going to shed the label of them being a clown region, then I gotta say, they got to prove me wrong. Cloud9, this is your opportunity to at least put on a consistent performance in probably some of the games and beat this Gen G. Yes, everybody was thinking this is easy, and yes, everybody was thinking that, but I am praying for North America to not get screwed over. Look, I already picked down Kia to screw over the Man Lions. I think you can say that I'm fine with it. But I just want this so that an Eastern team can not only make it to semifinals, but give NA some hope. I can hear Captain Flowers right now. He's screaming. He wants this moment to happen. So, yeah, Cloud9 to beat Gen G. And I'm praying to God this is going to be the biggest win of probably Cloud9's in like the last several years, of course. So, those are my picks. T1 over Honda Life Esports. Oh, I'm gonna mention the games. I'm gonna mention how they're gonna win. T1 3-1. Honda Life will probably gonna win one game, but that's it. EDG and RNG, that's gonna go 5, and that'll be a 3-2 victory. EDG. Damwon Kia, 3-0 over Mine Lines. I know. It's a sweep. It's bad. It's sad, but I don't think. I mean, I don't think Damwon is the kind of team that makes let Man Lions mistakes twice, especially after that having MSI. I think the ball lane's kind of cleaner, and I think they're gonna unless Man Lions can do some absolute chaos, they will probably not. Probably not gonna be able to be good enough to win the series. 3-0 not one. And in Cloud9, I got them 3-2. I got them 3-2. It will be back and forth. There will be a lot of North American people sweating, but of course, Perks, Game 5, put it up clutch, deliver the victory, send Cloud9 in just the way it is, and that's the way I like it. And that's it how we end the pickings and the predictions of it. So the first game will be taking place on Friday. It'll be T1 versus the Honor Life, and I think it'll be fun. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to be legendary. Goodbye.